Hello, Scrappy Peeps. Suzanna here today for the Scraproom, and I am sharing with you this rainbow layout created using the Bloom and Wild collection from Paige Evans. So when you subscribe to the Scraproom, you get 4 flavors. This is the one of the 4 flavors, and I'm showing you the 3 pattern papers that come in the main kit if you subscribe to the main kit. You also will get 2 pieces of cardstock, and it just so happens that this is going to be white cardstock, as well as a selection of embellishments. And so this month you will get a 1/6 of a pack of the ephemera, and that's going to vary, some puffy phrases, which also vary, as well as 3 caps, and those are the round circle chipboard things there. And then I subscribe to the pattern paper add-on, so you get 2 pieces, and those are the 2 pieces, as well as the embellishment add-on, and you get half a packet of those chipboard frames there. So this is what I am creating with, and I am inspired by this stripy rainbow piece of pattern paper, and so I am literally going to cut it apart. I'm going to spare you the agony of watching me cut every single line, but then I'm going to recreate it on the right hand side of the page. So my picture I have intentionally converted to black and white because it is going to compete with the color on the right hand side of the page, and that is why I've converted it to black and white, and that will be on the left-hand side of the page. So I'm going to rearrange all of these strips. So I'm going to keep the color sequence, but I am going to notch some of them, raise some of them up on foam, and adhere them on that right-hand side of the page there. So you can see I'm not using the whole sheet of paper because I know I want a frame more than likely, and then the photo on the left-hand side of the page there. And my intent on doing this is that I want to intersperse all sorts of tone-on-tone embellishments, somewhat similar to a layout that I created using the same collection earlier this month. So some of them are going to be notched, and others are going to be raised, as you can tell. People frequently ask me about this trimmer. When you have a brand new blade in it, it is perfect, but it doesn't line up very well, and so I like the clean cut of my guillotine, my Tim Holtz guillotine, much better, and so sometimes I do need to go in and get a clean cut from that. It also does thinner slices much better than this does, partly because of the lining up issue. So I've sped this up 6 times. It's a really long video otherwise, watching me literally put adhesive and figure out where to put it. But for the most part, they are all literally top to bottom, so the edges match. There's a little bit of overlap, and that was only to make it fit, because otherwise they weren't all going to fit on the page as I had wanted them. So I'm going to do a lot of fussy cutting out of these flowers from the add-on pattern paper. I am going to speed through that because literally it's just fussy cutting, and these are literally fussy cutting flowers because there's so much greenery and embellishment on the other sides of them. So I like the picture up the top and then the frame down the bottom, and I'm looking for some white cardstock that matches the same white that I've got in order to preserve that tone, because different cardstocks can have different tones. I'm going to back a lot of things with foam here, and I will also speed through that because it's literally just cutting foam. There's no detail involved in that. Just make sure your scissors are clean, and then the gum on the scissors, if they're not clean, won't stick to the foam adhesive. If you have clean scissors, you can get a pretty clean cut, as you can see that I do there. So I'm going to raise that up, and that is where my journaling will go. I am going to off camera put a label from my stash. So that is not from the kit. It is a violet colored label that'll go up the top. So that will house the date, and then my journaling will go in that frame. I wanted to back the photo just for a little bit more pop of the photo, and I thought this green worked better, best of all of the colors that I had available to me. It is going to go next to the green, or near within the region of the green. There you go, at the top of the page there, and so having those 2 colors beside each other really helped that pop. So my initial thought, you can see there, is that I was going to put them straight on, but I actually, because of the cascade of goodies on the right hand side of the page, really prefer that they were somewhat skiwampus, technical term there. And so I've just kind of made them a little bit off center from each other there. So now I have the frames. Again, these are from the add-on embellishments, and I'm going to put tone on tone as much as I can, cascading down the page. Something else that I do off camera is I had really wanted a little bit more than what was available in the kit for the tone on tone. So I do add some sequins, so some tone on tone sequins. And I love how the sparkle of that works with that title sparkle there, as well as I'm going to use letter stickers from my collection, really old, Sassafras Lass, shiny. They have a little bit of glitter in them that says family. And so that also pulls together with the sparkle that's in the sequins there. So just taking the embellishments that I have available from the kit, I almost use all of them because I do have 2 of the 3 caps. I have a good number of the frames that I'm using. And because I've popped up some of the strips, I also need to pop up half of the frame or part of the frame, like I'm doing in the circle here. And when you're doing the circle, if you notch the top half of the double-sided foam, you can make it go around a corner, so to speak. So that's what I did there, and that's why I slowed that down and actually showed that to you. Just a little tip on getting double-sided foam onto rounder structures. So you can see how I am building the layers there. Not only do I have layers within the strip, but I also have layers within the embellishments that are going to cascade down the page there. So this is little green frame is going over the yellow. The bottom half of it is going over the yellow strip, which is raised. So again, that top half of the frame needs to have a little bit of foam popped behind it so that they are sitting at equal depths. Otherwise, it would go downhill. I will tell you, I'm not sure if I did not point this out. So when I put those letters sparkle down, they didn't go as smoothly down as I would have liked. So I did off camera end up having to use some liquid adhesive behind that. The Beautiful stuck, and it has stuck for now. So we'll see how long that lasts. But I do recommend that you can tell the quality of the stick of things. If it doesn't go down as smoothly as you think it should, then 9 times out of 10 you are going to need liquid adhesive. And the weight of these chipboard pieces most definitely need liquid adhesive. So that oval turquoise frame, I am off camera because it's slightly raised, going to tie some twine, some turquoise and white interwoven twine, again, just for a little bit of texture and embellishment on the page. So here I go with my fussy cutting again. I have 3 fussy cut flowers, but then that floral cluster that you see at the top of the frame, it's got a lot of white border, and so I'm actually going to trim some of that off. So lots of messing around with double-sided foam and fussy cutting in this layout. So you can see how everything's coming together with the cascade of goodies down the rainbow and how I'm creating the tone on tone there. So a purple flower up the top there. I really was... I thought maybe if I had changed the angle of that flower and it was pointing down to the turquoise, that I could get away with the turquoise in it. But because of the placement of things, it was just going to create too much of a line. And that's why I end up using the label. Also, it provided some white space within there. And that is why I use the label. So you can see I've got a lot of flat edges here, and that's okay. I'm okay with the flat edges. You just got to figure out how to tuck them in and hide them to get a little bit more. But one of the great things about these kits is that Rochelle almost always includes a piece of pattern paper if there is one with the collection that can be fussy cut, so that you do have additional embellishments. I really love that I don't labor over the selection of kits. It's funny because I actually end up always really using all of the kits because I don't have to select things. And she does a perfect job of matching what is available so that you get completed layouts. So just adding a little bit more texture here. So again, this is a layout for the Scraproom, which is a kit club. You can do one-offs if they are available. So be sure to check out the link down below. Thanks for stopping in today. I hope you're doing well. Come back again soon. Take care.